What's up and welcome back to another Kinda Funny live trailer reaction. This time to the Marvels trailer. Of course, I'm Tim Geddes and I'm joined by the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Tim, it's Friday, and what a glorious Friday it is. I can't wait to watch this trailer with you and talk about it.
I'm excited. You know, it's a weird time to be an MCU fan. There's been a lot of projects coming out, more than we've ever had in terms of TV, in terms of movies, and I feel like in terms of them hitting where we need them to, we haven't gotten too many of them. We're coming off Guardians 3, which was a win across the board.
It was a win.
Phase 4 and 5, a little bit inconsistent so far. Phase 5, I guess we haven't really had much of, but if we're just going off Ant-Man 3, fine.
Very fine.
A lot of fine going on. Yeah. I do want to give a shout out though, because I feel like I've been seeing a lot of like post-Endgame, everything sucked. And it's like, it's not true. No Way Home was there. Shang-Chi was there. Like WandaVision, Loki, like there's some quality stuff. It's just, there's also a lot of stuff that might not have lived up to where we wish that it would be.
Again, any given Sunday, I watch these movies, I'm happy. I think we're all spoiled in that we've gotten the highest of the highs, but there's no real lows in this series, right? There's
very few.
There's nothing that I've watched in the last, any Marvel property that I've watched in the last few years where I'm like, that was dog water. Most of them are just fun, good movies. The problem is you're stacked up against Endgame and Infinity War, and those are, I mean, two of the best things ever made, in my opinion. People are always like, oh, good for comic book movie. I was like, no, you need to take that part out.
Oh, yeah.
Endgame and Infinity War are just great films across the board. That is an accomplishment. So
yeah.
When you're up against that, that's the unfortunate part. But it begs the question, what is our hype level for some of these properties coming out right now?
And that's a great question, right? Like right before we went live doing this, you and Bless were talking about Secret Invasion, a MCU show that's coming out. The Nick Fury show, essentially.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion, one of the more popular comic runs in Marvel history, is being adapted is what is being pitched as a Winter Soldier style. And I'm the only one in the office watching it week to week. I think Barrett was kind of doing it and then kind of fell off, and it's just kind of if he gets around to it or not. And it's like, man, that's just where we're at. I don't necessarily think that that's the worst thing, but it's definitely not the best. Like, there was such fun when we just assumed that the MCU stuff was going to be fantastic, not just great. Like, after the Phase 3 kind of end push into Phase 4, it's like, oh, they're unstoppable. And right now, it feels like they're not stopped, but it does feel like we're kind of like in quicksand just a little bit, where because there's been so much MCU and DCU and other superheroes and everything else, franchise, I just think there's fatigue overall.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And it's dare I say, too much of a good thing is what we're looking at here. For me, Secret Invasion is less about watching it week to week and more about I like you know me. I'm not a week to week guy. I've tried to come around to the week to week. You know, I grew up with the week to week. But once you gave me watch it all in one sitting, then that's what I want, right? That's my goal. So we're coming into it. I believe we're kind of talking about it next week and ranking it against all of our bigger MCU lists. So I want to watch it all back to back to back to back, because that's how I like to get my story. That to me is the power of a lot of these the television properties or the streaming properties, is to get basically the full comic book run in one sitting if you can. So I'm looking forward to it. And I love Nick Fury and I love Samuel L. Jackson coming back and reprising the role. And you got, I mean, Don Cheadle's in it. You got an all-star cast with it. So my expectation for it is that I'm going to enjoy it. But I'm not expecting to enjoy it more than I've enjoyed any of the other Disney Plus properties.
Yeah.
That to me is always sitting around the 70 to 80% mark, which again,
it's still
good. It's not, again, I guarantee I will not have finished Secret Invasion and been like, that was a total and complete waste of my time.
Absolutely not.
I will watch it and go, cool, we're setting up some other cool stuff. We got Ben Mendelsohn back. We got Martin Freeman back. We got a lot of great people back in this that I don't mind watching for a while. Olivia Colman's in this. I watched like 30 minutes of the first episode, and I was like, or 10 minutes of the first episode, got to the Olivia Colman moment. I was like, this woman can do no wrong. She's in everything. She was in The Bear. She's fantastic.
So good, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so talking about hype levels for this, we're about to react to the Marvels trailer just real quick. Of course, this is the Kinda Funny screencast. You can check it out on youtube.com/kindafunny. There's a podcast version for not our trailer reactions, but for our reviews of different TV shows and movies. I have been doing weekly breakdowns for Secret Invasion, so you can check all those out. You can also check out the finale that we'll do next week that I'm really excited for. And then me and the boys will all get together for MCU in review to actually rank, review, and recap Secret Invasion in just a few short weeks. You can go to patreon.com/kindafunny to get the show ad-free, just like our Patreon producers James Hastings, Casey Andrew, and Nathan Lamoth have done. Today we're brought to you by Liquid IV, but I'll tell you about that later. So Nick, this is an interesting one. The Marvels. It is one of the rare MCU projects, movies that we're getting that is directly building off of what has come in Disney Plus shows. All right, we're still in this early era of the Disney Plus shows being able to actually interact with, in a real way, the movies, and having Kamala Khan be one of the titular Marvels in this, I think is a really interesting place for this, where Multiverse of Madness, we got Wanda, but it was like a post-WandaVision Wanda, but it kind of felt like they're two different people, if I'm being honest. Like,
Fair.
it didn't feel like in line completely with it all.
Yeah.
Whereas this very much feels like a from the small screen to the silver screen type.
Well, yeah, I mean, Wanda was born and raised on the big screen, right? Like,
Yeah.
that
That's
character
another
came
good
from
point, too.
from Age of Ultron. So we started with that character being introduced to us in a full length motion picture. So it will be interesting to see how she makes. I think the actors can absolutely make the transition as far as acting chops is concerned. But it'll be interesting to see if it builds the same level of importance coming from the streaming platform to the bigger picture. Obviously, they're pairing her with Brie Larson, so that has a fair amount of juice coming along with it, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's this to me is what I have wanted. I don't like when we talked about this when all of the streaming shows like were announced. I was like, I don't want an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't want that to be. We're never going to see these characters in an MCU movie. We don't want any of this stuff. So the fact that they're actually committing to this, I think, is really cool. I'm interested.
Yeah. And on the other side, Monica Rambeau, a WandaVision character, now also making the jump to the movies. So that's pretty exciting here. And an interesting thing before we even watch this trailer, it's like this is the last MCU movie that I truly believe is going to hit the date that it is set for right now, coming out in November. And then after that, it's kind of a big question mark. Like, I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Deadpool 3 is the next one with the release date. And with the strike happening right now and production halted, I just don't see it all coming together. But we'll see. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into the Marvels trailer.
Give me just a second here. I gave you no headroom. You're a tall boy, so let me give you some headroom there.
I can go down.
No, it's okay.
I can go
it's
up.
Okay.
I went down.
Want me to go up?
Just a little bit.
Nick, you're perfect.
Thank you.
Don't change.
Thank you, Bear.
Don't change ever. Alrighty.
Carol Danvers, prodigal child of the Milky Way.
Nick Fury, my favorite one-eyed man of intrigue.
Love the
How
Beastie
goes
Boys.
it out there?
Cold, no air, space.
Captain Marvel, the Annihilator. You took everything from me. And now I'm returning the favor.
The bangle. Oh.
Where'd she get the bangle?
Oh.
What is happening to me? She's entangled our light-based powers.
Love the gloves.
So we switch places whenever we use them.
Strong theory.
You can absorb light.
I can see it.
And Kamala,
Who's Kamala?
Hi. She can turn light into physical matter, which I have never heard of.
I could totally show you.
No!
This looks fun as hell.
This looks fun.
She's targeting every planet we call home. I would never choose.
Oh,
to
the
bring
No Way Home
anybody into
statue.
this.
You are not the only thing standing between this and the universe.
Oh my god, we're a team.
Higher.
Further. Faster.
Let's go.
That's pretty cool.
Who's a good kitty goose?
I can't. Can you?
I got it.
Wasn't that the cat that took his eye, though?
Yeah.
Has he finally made peace with it?
Yeah. Character growth, development.
That's perfect.
What do you think of that, Nick?
That actually looks like a lot of fun. This is a much better trailer than the first stuff they put out.
I like the first one too.
That was more straightforward. This explains to me what the sort of fun vibe is
Entanglement.
going to be. And that is a way more interesting plot for a movie that the three of them have to work together and figure out how to work together by every time they use their powers, trading it back and forth in their dimensions. This looks really fun. It's got a fun vibe. I'm kind of in.
I'm super in. Love the vibe. Love the gimmick. I feel like that can be like, that's the type of stuff that I think that superhero movies need at this point to kind of keep us entertained and give us something new and fresh because we've seen everything before. Right. So having fun with that, I think, is great. Giving Brie Larson's Captain Marvel a little bit more fun, I think, is going to go a long way. I'm really interested in rewatching the first movie leading into this because I've only seen it once in theaters, and I'm excited, especially now watching Secret Invasion and all the Skrull stuff, like to kind of get a refresher on some of that. But even then, I remember feeling like I like Brie Larson when she's fun. It's kind of like John Cena, you know?
I mean, look, I like the cut and dry aspect of it is that all Marvel characters are better when they're fun. The downside with that is all Marvel characters, when they're fun, start sounding exactly alike. And you start having the same problem, like where every movie sort of loses its sense of identity. So I don't sweat her for wanting to play the character a little bit more serious. But it does look like she's coming out of her shell and kind of coming into her own with this. Because it's only a second, I guess third time she's played the character, right? We saw her and we got a cameo in at the end of Miss Marvel, which is the beginning.
Essentially going to be in this movie.
So, I mean, you forget that a lot of these people, like you forget that Thor wasn't all that fun in the first movie either, right? You forget a lot of these characters, a lot of the actors found the character along the way. And so we got to give, having Brie having a little bit more of a landing pad for that or launch pad for that is going to be good. Yeah,
the dynamics between the three of them, I'm really excited for because I feel like obviously Kamala Khan being the stan of all of this and like just super stoked to be there, that energy. But then also, if you remember, Monica Rambeau has beef with Captain Marvel. Like when we first met her in WandaVision,
right, because of her mom, right?
Because of her mom and all that. So it's like it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that. So I do like that there's a little bit more of like a grounded character-driven story.
Right?
Conflict
they
within.
Have to come together and figure that out.
That seems cool.
We got all the elements. Mm-hmm. We have all the elements.
We do.
And we have the most important element, which is Samuel L. Jackson having fun, chewing up scenery in every one of these scenes as a side character, which is where he thrives.
I totally agree here. In the chat, someone was saying, damn it, it went away. But that we also saw Captain Marvel in the Shang-Chi post-credits, where her and Hulk found, like, there was like a beacon in space of like energy signal or something.
I don't even remember that.
The rings that he has is sending a beacon somewhere that they're not entirely sure.
Yeah. So, and we see the bangles here as well, like the ones from Miss Marvel. So this is starting to tie things together, which I really appreciate. This many projects into Phase 4 and 5.
Also, I would say the most important aspect is BC Boys Intergalactic, which anytime you use it, I'm just going to get hyped up. I don't love the intermix of them rapping on top of the orchestra stuff later on in the trailer because it didn't seem on beat.
Oh, I love it.
It didn't seem well. Like I like the mixing of putting that on top of orchestrals. It didn't seem synced up to me in like a way that felt good. It just felt off. So that's my only critique.
I mean, I'm a sucker for any time you use Beastie Boys in anything. Truth be told, specifically that song, and I'll say it out there. Have we used Sabotage too many times? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can we keep using it? Mm-hmm. I'll allow it.
I'm right there with 100%. 100%.
There are other Beastie Boys songs other than Intergalactic.
Sleep Till Brooklyn. That's that too. Two movies in 1 year. This episode is brought to you by Liquid IV. Y'all know how much I love to stay hydrated, and Liquid IV makes it easier and better than ever to ensure that I'm always living my best, most hydrated life. And you can too. Liquid IV, the #1 powered hydration brand in America, is now available in sugar-free with 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients for everyday wellness. Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone, and you you can keep your daily routine exciting with 3 new flavors: white peach, green grape, and lemon lime. Let me tell you, the white peach is good. It's real good. We here at Kinda Funny swear by this stuff. 1 stick of liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. Real people, real flavor, real hydrating. Now sugar-free. Grab your liquid IV hydration multiplayer sugar-free in bulk nationwide at Costco, or get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code KindaFunny at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you use promo code KindaFunny at liquidiv.com. I want to get into a frame-by-frame breakdown of this one real quick, and we're about to do that right now.
Let's frame it up.
So starting out with a lot of this space stuff, I like it. We know that we're in Saber, which is the big floating space station here.
And thank God they let her just have her hair.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it? The wig in Endgame was it Endgame that she had the actual Carol Danvers iconic comic book hair?
I didn't have a problem with
like
it,
it.
but I do prefer this look.
This is much
personally.
more natural, and I think it's going to be better for the character.
She's just looking fantastic. I love all of the different outfits that we see her in.
Where did we
trailer.
leave her off? Well, I guess the last time we saw her was at the end of Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
She came into the room, but where was she post Endgame?
I mean, the last we saw at post Endgame is that she's kind of like calling in. That's why we see the Shang-Chi beacon situation. Like that was the last.
So
time.
she's still out there being a galactic police officer, basically. Okay, where's she at right here? This is Sword.
It's Saber.
Saber. That's what it is.
Which is the sword.
That's what he's building, right? The entire
ship.
time.
Not building. It's already built. It's like a space station.
It's basically like the Justice League's.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But it's in the same way like Shield was made for like defending and this is more defending space.
It's cool. I like that Nick Fury can just give himself a promotion whenever he wants. And so this is that crazy alien cat. What's his name? Mortimer?
Goose. Yeah.
I threw it out there. I took a stab at the dart. Yeah, it's Top Gun. I get it. Yeah. That's great.
Always a sucker for the Marvel Studios, different treatments, and that one's sick. But yeah, I love this outfit. I love she wears her shit like I wear my bomber jackets, but I'm a big fan of fingerless gloves, and she's rocking them here. Good for
this
you.
looks tight.
And I love the darker tones, too, of the colors for some of her suits here.
Yeah, Marvel's always done such a great job with all of their characters' suits.
There's no
they
way
feel functional and cool at the same time.
Someone flying looks cool. I wish that it did. It just never does. Even when it looks right. That it's not going to look better than her flying right there did, but there's just something about it.
It's just
not real.
It's
you know?
so many layers of compositing.
Yeah.
So many layers of let's move the hair fake, it's all that stuff.
Yeah. It's not a complaint. It's just a reality.
It's just how it is.
But yeah, so we get the bangle, which they first kind of introduced in Miss Marvel, but then some of the tech was introduced in Shang-Chi.
All right, so wait, break me down this a little bit. There's seeing a lot of stuff that I've got questions about.
Yes.
Is this the same bangle as we've seen in Miss Marvel? Is it a different bangle? Are we in a different universe? Is it a set of bangles that's happening? And I forget if those are tied in with the rings from Shang-Chi.
We're still building to this. We don't have answers yet. I imagine this is a different one. We also got references to the rings in Moon Knight a little bit when they went to, I think it was when they were in Egypt. We saw some of the iconography of the bangle stuff.
I forgot Moon Knight was a thing.
We're starting to connect some of the little tiny crumbs that they've been placing out there. But what's interesting here, I forget this actress' name. She is Tom Hiddleston's partner in real life.
Okay.
The interesting thing here is she has the Ronan the Accuser staff.
That was what I was going to ask. And we're seeing the Kree?
Yeah.
Here, the blue Kree.
Yeah,
right?
we have other
So
accuser looking people
but
behind her.
But didn't his staff have?
So that's the
That's the
Power
question.
Stone,
Yeah.
whatever. But that's the thing is I don't know if this is actually his or if it's just
We also-
they have other staffs like this.
But presumably she's from Brie Larson's dimension, right? Or no?
I don't think that this movie
We're not doing
dealing
the
with
multiverse
Earth
at all.
stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
no. I think this is all the same.
Oh, okay. So my mistake. So they're just trading places in space, not dimensionally.
Yeah.
Monica Rambeau, all of them, they're all in the same space. Okay. that
Literally
makes a lot
same
of sense.
space. Yeah.
That makes it a little easier for me.
Yeah, so that should be cool. But yeah, I'm the Ronin, the Kree stuff. I get a little hazy on of what they're trying to tell us and I don't think we have enough information now to really know.
Got it.
But we first saw Ronin in Guardians, and that's where we see him die, right?
Yes.
Yes. But
Oh,
then
the Power
before
Stone
that,
bit.
like because it took place in the 90s, he also did cameo a bit in
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the Kree intrinsically connected to the storylines here. Yeah, I love getting the same set from the Disney Plus shows for Kamala's house. And also love the explanation they have about like the different way they're connected through all of them being able to control light in different ways.
Yeah,
It's
that's
cool.
cool. We're gonna have to go through we're gonna have to do like a little essay on how they all got their powers again, so I can remember that. Then
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy,
experiment
right?
that exploded.
Captain Marvel was the Tesseract involved in the plane, whatever.
Got it from the Tesseract.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
the
exploded the
there was an
engine?
explosion and the
Right.
Tesseract energy hit her.
Got it.
That's how she got it.
Got it.
And then Monica was pushing into WandaVision's world through the hex. She like pushed through the like fake sitcom-y
right,
like
right,
barrier
right.
thing. And the
But is
light
that what
affected
gave her the power? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Kamala
Kamala
gets
is
it from.
it's just the bangle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, here we get some pretty cool fight scenes of them working together. I like Kamala's power set here. Obviously, they changed her to be both a mutant and more hard construct powers as opposed to the stretchiness. But we do see her stretch a bit.
Got the family back.
Oh,
Love it.
fam. Come on, Vellani, man. She's just great.
I mean, and you love to see someone having a good time making
Mhm.
a Marvel movie again. You know, it reminds me of a young upstart Tom Holland.
Oh, yes.
Just excited to be Spider-Man. You know, you got all these old school jaded comic book characters.
I love the
last fight.
Throne Fury. The gun there was pretty sick. And some of the sets here just look cool. You know, like cool coloring. Like it's not too over designed or anything. Yeah, like these hallways and shit in the ship.
Have we seen those hallways before? Do those look like the hallways from Jude Law's the ship that they were on?
I think so. Or I mean, but
Or do we feel like this is Saber?
I think the hallway in here, I feel like that's probably a misdirect. Like I don't think these are
No,
probably
they
the
definitely
ships.
that's definitely not. You can see the power is different. That's,
maybe-
that's clearly
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel or one of the other Marvels throwing out her beam.
maybe like 10 seconds before this too, we do see a little bit of like a not space chase, but like airspace chase at the very least of them on like some spaceships like flying through. Yeah, this whole little bit. So I imagine they'll be going like from ship to ship in some way.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's her ship, right?
I always love the way they kind of like portray like jumping through like the portal up there that you see like this mess of
hexagon.
water getting like sucked into. I think that started visually with Guardians.
Yeah,
maybe,
when they were jumping through.
It's so cool.
It's the tech
The different
from
space.
the Xandarians, right? From Xandar.
Oh yeah.
What are they called? Novacore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sick. Fury doing his thing. Yeah, I love this. Them having some continuity with what we know of the MCU of the Statue of Liberty getting cleaned up and painted that color
Oh,
and given the shield
that's
in a
right.
post No Way Home world.
That's right.
Oh, so this is kind of interesting.
Who's
They're
that yellow
all wearing Monica Rambeau's outfit.
But there's an S on the belt. Is that Saber?
Spectrum, which is her name. Photon, Spectrum. I don't know which one.
I
they're
feel like
going
that's
with.
just the outfit they wear on the space station that he's building.
Yeah, that's interesting though, because like then it doubles as her superhero outfit.
Well, presumably when she's up there, maybe they gave it to her.
Yeah,
But
like
we do
she's
see a
just
sequence
like
where she's floating through space. Maybe
Yeah,
they found her.
yeah. I'm saying in the comics, like that's what it looks like too.
Oh, interesting.
So,
But I like that they contextualize it kind of similar to Captain Marvel, where her outfit was just her
Flight suit.
Yeah, her flight suit essentially that she
that's
repurposed
sick.
into her superhero suit. And I like that Monica is getting like a similar kind of story here, where it's
Yeah.
just her work suit, but then she's going to repurpose it more into her superhero look.
and what I think is cool too is like it being this space station. Like we're getting some aliens here. Like these are mostly humans, but on the right we get an alien that looks very Guardians-esque.
Either that or
you know?
she just ate too many carrots.
Yeah. What's the
What
word?
happens?
Creatine?
Yes, it's creatine.
Is it?
Yeah, it's jaundice.
No, but what do carrots have?
Carrots have beta carotene.
Ah, fuck.
Wait, what
Potato-
causes jaundice from
potato-
eating too much
I
carrots?
don't know.
Not jaundice. What am I looking for? Yeah, what's that orangeness? Is Jaundice the Lockjaw? What is Jaundice? Who is Jaundice? Jaundice a human being? Back to the trailer.
Yeah, back to the trailer here.
Really quick, it seems like maybe a scroll behind Kamala here.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah, it's
She
Jaundice.
seems upset. Yeah, we're getting something going on here. Big musical set piece.
But where and why? How is this happening? And what? And this is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we feel like this fits in with everything? Because are we seeing? Oh, you know what though? Okay, so I feel like this is wherever they are in that other shot we saw that looked like Greece, but it wasn't Greece.
Yes, probably.
So this is that. So whatever that city is, that's Greece. Real hot right now. Real hot right
I've heard some rumors about this. So everybody, for the next 20 seconds, close your ears if you don't want it potentially be spoiling something that might be happening. But
Tony Stark was AI
I think
the entire time.
like, I've seen rumors that there's a planet they go to where instead of talking, they can only sing.
That's
And
incredible.
that with some of the musical elements here, I imagine that could be what this is.
It's sort of like a. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
could be fun.
Could also be cringy.
Yep.
Could also be
Yep.
terrible.
Cartoon. There we go.
That's where they get the word carrot from.
So yeah, we get more of these accuser-looking people.
Slightly different than before. Got a little more gold on their face now, which is cool. And the cat.
Got all the cats. What are they called? Flurkins.
Flurkins. Are they all Flurkins?
I imagine.
That's
I
terrifying.
don't think they're just a bunch of kitties, you know?
Yeah, it was setting up with Goose. Like, they gotta have a scene where it's like, yeah, all these cats are super cute, and then they all do the fucking tentacle stuff.
Or here's my theory: nobody knows anything about Goose. Right? We go back to Goose's apartment for the first time. Goose throwing a cat party.
Yeah.
Opens the door. What do you want? What are you doing in there? Don't worry about it. What do you want? I need you on this mission. Cool. You try to pry it open, and Goose is like, no. Shuts the door on you, and you just hear lots of meow, meow, and you're like, if they're judging me,
Yeah.
I can hear that.
Yeah.
Someone's talking shit about me.
That's a prediction. Let's see if it happens in the movie.
There you go.
I do imagine we'll get an epic kitty fight scene with all
we
the
have
cats.
to. That's good. That's comedy gold right there.
Yeah, so cool stuff. Love the choreography of some of the fights here.
I mean, like, oh, that suit's dope. So that's a different suit than we saw her in before.
Oh, you're right.
That's her actual suit.
Yeah. Okay.
She's also holding that big accuser hammer as well.
Oh, sick.
Is. I like the I just like the rolled up sleeves that we're dealing with here, right?
It's cool, man.
Suits look functional. They're like, to render a slight criticism, like her suit specifically looks a little more TV than it does MCU, but I feel like that's by design.
Monica's?
And I'm okay, yeah. And I'm okay with that. As does
I kind of like it. I do not like Kamala's.
you don't like Kamala's
I
suit?
prefer the TV one for sure. I'll live with this. It's not the worst thing, but like I feel like it's a little over designed.
Yeah, you think it's over designed? I think it's under designed.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of, now that I'm looking at her suit, it just doesn't look like there's as many layers to it as we normally get. With like, look at that versus Brie Larson's suit. I think we're getting a little more depth in that. Although I've never been a huge fan of the giant, like,
Big logo?
just giant logo that's so 3D printed on your chest.
yeah.
But I'll allow. I wasn't a huge fan of that when they kind of really made it exaggerated in Man of Steel. I was like, we don't need it to be like, because you know what it reminds me of, Tim? Fondant.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, you ever watch The Great British Bake Off?
No.
They're like, you need to put some fondant on there. And I'm like, you can't eat that.
You can't. I hate
Disgusting.
it. It's disgusting.
That's gross.
Yeah. So sick. Always love a team up where they're using their powers together to actually fight. So throwing out the different platforms is sick.
Do we feel like this lady, the bad lady, is going to be a strong enough antagonist for this, though?
You know,
That's where we always come down to, everyone.
I think there's big enough questions here that I don't really understand, like the accuser stuff and like the Bangle shit, that I feel like there could be interesting storyline stuff going on. I don't know who this villain is. Like, I don't know her name. So I don't know that she's going to rank that high on Ragu Bagu for us, but like, I'm kind of okay with the villain not being the star of the show here, because I do think having the conflict be between the team, I think is
Classic Guardians 1 kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more interested in seeing these three women kind of interact and you know, figure out their shit together.
I'm looking up her character's name now that we care about it, but
Darben.
Darben.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Star Wars character.
I'm so
I don't know anything about
not into that type of cosmic
Darben
stuff,
is
really.
a revolutionary accuser for the Kree Empire fighting to restore her homeland after a long civil war. So it sounds like she's picking up where Ronan left off.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Tim,
I
what do
didn't
you
love
think
this scene in the first trailer, but I think in the context here, it works a lot better.
I think the comedy works with the reaction.
What are you gonna
This
say?
is the only part that, like, because it's an out of context scene, the reaction here of like, oh, I can't even deal with this. You do it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I think we could have just ended on Goose.
Dude, you know what? I fucking love Spectrum's outfit here. I think it looks sick. It reminds me of Power Rangers, the movie, in the best way.
It's interesting because the more we frame by frame this, the more I'm like, a lot of this looks like a very expensive episode of the show, which I'm okay with, but I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm cautiously
is that
optimistic.
Yeah.
And that's it, everybody. Our frame by frame breakdown of the Marvels. November, couple months away. We got some time to wait here. We have not one, but two MCU shows before we get there. Obviously, Secret Invasion. Finales next week. We'll be reacting to it here on Screencast and then also doing an in review. Then Star Wars Ahsoka. We'll be doing our weekly breakdowns of that for a couple weeks. Right after that, though, Loki season 2. Can you believe it?
Wow.
It's going to hit. And if they stick to the dates that they've put out there, the finale will be the same day this movie comes out. So I have a feeling they're going to change that.
Yeah.
But we will be talking about all that stuff here on Kinda Funny, youtube.com/kindafunny, all the great places. Support us on Patreon. And also, if you're watching live right now, keep hanging out with us all day. Twitch.tv/kindafunnygames and youtube.com/kindafunnygames. We're about to play a whole bunch of fun shit like Mount Your Friends, some other game I don't know. And if y'all support us enough, we'll go all the way to 5 p.m. Me and the Jabroni boys trying to 100% Super Mario 3D World. Until next time, I love you all. Goodbye.